Let the battle begin!
And that's going to be a 4-man mosh pit with the Ring of Frost connecting huge.
This is actually going to be the big showdown.
And that's a triple kill.
A huge flame strike going on to everybody. Here's the Riptire onto DiMaggio. DiMaggio is in trouble.
We might have a comeback for the ages.
It's very close. This boss is not even dead, but 65% of the core here. This could be game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thursday Night Showdown. What's up? I'm your host, Murda, joined by none other than my weekly co-host. It's Ghost Dunk. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm apparently trapped in the internet and unable to get a video signal out.
Your microphone's doing that like old like robot ghost too. Shout out to season 6 Thursday Night Showdown.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, totally.
God damn it! All right, well everything's breaking.
Oh, it's alright.
Is it better now, or is it still?
Oh yeah, it's Robo Ghost.
Dripping out. Oh well.
It's pretty Robo.
All right, well continue.
Ryokai in chat, we had Zigo1597 hitting us with the follow before we got live. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We have both our teams here in a lobby. I'm going to let them know that we're ready to go. We're going to have to, Ghost, I guess, just deal with the microphone for now. Maybe we can try to quickly fix it between maps. But let's get on into map number 1. It's going to be Infernal Shrines, as chosen by Painfully Average. So our first team to ban will be... Wait, let me make sure. Team picking first. Wrong. They swapped sides. I want to make sure they set it. Okay. Cool. Ready. All right. Now we're ready. Thank you for that follow, Mariners 005. Welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging. Let's check out this draft. All right, so yeah, Infernal Shrines, Ghost. We've been here a few times already this season. Haven't been here in Division D East, though. Yeah,
that's very true. I don't actually know much about these teams. We're looking at House of Chez on the right, and what can you tell me about them and their performance in Div D?
Well, they are Chez, and they are about to go all the way tonight with a win. I think just one map win. I haven't done all the math, but I can tell you if they get a domination tonight in 3 points, they've locked themselves up with a spot in the Division D East playoffs, Ghost. Currently
That's
second
exciting.
place.
Wow. Okay. So that's fantastic. I mean, it's. Do you know if their tournament life is on the line at the moment?
So Painfully Average currently, after 2 teams have withdrawn from Division D East, find themselves sitting at the bottom of the division in 10th place, but it's just 10th place, moving up 2 spots, and actually if they can get their own domination here tonight, they would be able to tie Tryhards at the number 8 slot. So also a lot on the line for them. They're trying to keep in line with some of these other teams around the division.
Okay. I mean, it's always tough. You know, if you're a team like Painfully, then you want to have, you want to be able to prove yourself in the end, especially like playing spoiler if you can, or just doing as best you can to continue. How many weeks do we got left?
Oh, just a couple. It's an 8-week season here in Division D East, and they each had 3. I believe that's right. No, excuse me, 4. At least in this division, 4 flex games, which they've been playing throughout the season. But we're going to be culminating here in just 2 more Thursdays. It'll be our last one of the regular season.
Wow, it's time sure flies. So it's been a really great season so far. House of Chez is going to have to prove that they belong in that second place position. You have to play all the games. So I'm really excited to see what both teams bring out. And sometimes when you're at the bottom, you kind of throw care to the wind and say, hey, let's just have fun. And sometimes it makes you play better.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good point. There's been plenty of times where, like, I've played in the past on teams and gotten to the end of the season. Like, we know it's hey, we're probably out of this season. Don't worry about it too much. And we just come together, we have fun, we play games, and we kick some butt.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Painfully Average, they kind of get that monkey off their shoulder tonight and just play loose, play some fun hots, and just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, like, regardless of standing, I've even found at the end, if everybody is in good spirits, at least at the end of a season, it's still fun to try and win a game, even if, regardless of your positioning, especially in NGS where, it's all about, teams coming together and trying as hard as they can. Looking at these drafts, though, very
Wait,
old school.
wait. I was playing chicken with you. I was gonna see how long we can go without actually talking about the draft.
Okay, I mean, if it wasn't Vala Ariel, I probably would have kept going. See, but we've got some super interesting drafts here.
Yeah,
we've got a triple melee composition with no major DPS coming out from Painfully Average, and then on the side of House of Shade, we've got the hyper carry old school Vala Ariel.
Yeah, look at these
Do
three
they go
targets
all the
though.
way?
For Painfully Average, these three targets they have Garrosh, Stitches, Zool. They don't die. Like it's really hard to kill a Zool. Stitches is one of the biggest health pools in the game, and Garrosh with all that armor, it's no easy task. I love teching into the Zarya pick here because anything in melee range is about to get shredded.
Absolutely, especially if you go feel the heat. Zool steps up, Stitches steps up. Zarya can melt them if there's enough damage. And the thing about though is that with the Stitches Zool, like Vala, if she stays away from them, she won't die either. So in a poke war, it's going to be the Vala that wins because the tanks get poked out. But we do have a Raynor coming in. Both sides very much sustained damage. Not a whole lot of burst coming from either team.
So chat, we're at this point of every single draft where we go and ask you who you think's gonna win here on Infernal Shrines. Hashtag PA or hashtag HOC. Vote for Painfully Average or House of Shea. Show us who you're supporting. Ghost, who do you think? Who do you like in this draft?
I didn't really see anything that shuts down the Ariel Vala combination. It's going to be very difficult to get to them. And with the Zarya shields, you don't go the full Tassadar route, but Vala is going to have a lot of help, whereas Raynor is relying on positioning alone to keep him safe, as well as his internal self-heal, etc. So I like House of Shea better in this situation.
Yeah, I like it too. It's somewhat of a hyper carry. You get those shields from Zarya a la Tassadar. You get all the hope from Ariel generated. I think this Vala is in a good spot here on Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to poke out Painfully Average.
Well, we are loaded in. Let's start introducing these teams. I got our blue side here on the left. We got Lord Gold up front on the Garrosh. Ginger Mancer playing the Raynor. Osiris on Stitches. Desmerd on Brightwing. And still back at base, it's Hufflepuffin on the Zool. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Painfully Average.
And on the side of hell, in the red, we've got House of Shea with Flash on the Vala. Caribou back in base, too, on the Ariel. Shea Mix on the Varian. Mariners 005 on Zarya. And Deatho Icarus on Johanna. And we get right into it. Both teams brawling very quickly. Lord Gold is getting very hurt. Garrosh, he'll be able to survive with the big
Hypershift.
Self-heal. Yeah, Hypershift and the self-heal. So that's going to give him back up. Just Garrosh things. Very difficult to burst down a Garrosh with just sustained damage.
Well, already getting to get a peek at Brightwing's level 1, going for that Hypershift, definitely helping Garrosh survive in there a little bit. We did look at this at level 1 for Vala. That's Caltrops.
That's a really bizarre pick for a Vala. Normally, if you go the hyper carry, you expect to go the complete auto attack build, but it looks like she wants maybe a little bit more survivability by slowing down the enemy and using the vault reduced cooldown. She expects to get the stacks. She's at 28 already. She's got to get to 160 seconds at 10 stacks of hatred, which she'll be able to do by getting camps and so forth. But she just wants to be a little bit more mobile, it looks like.
Well, we see House of Shea working on their Impaler camp. It's been grabbed. Now they're starting to move across to the other side of the map, looking at this enemy camp, but they're going to be just a moment too late. But they're going to take a fight here anyway.
Yeah, it's a 5v4. Garrosh way in the top. Garrosh being their offlaner. Stitches gets just wrecked by Vala. Just with a Brightwing heals too, it's going to be really difficult for the tanks to stay in without anybody trying to punish Vala.
Yeah, you saw the Hypershift trying to come in just a moment too late from Brightwing. Desmer trying to get on top of that, but wasn't able to. So Stitches going to be the first blood of the game in favor of House of Shea.
Yeah, it's actually been a while. I can't remember if Brightwing still has a talent that will help deal with auto attacks, like maybe a block on Pixie Dust or something. I think at 13 she does, but I can't. It's been a while since I played Brightwing.
Gank attempt up top. Here's Garrosh leading the way with Raynor right behind him. Toss will land on Shea Mix, and there's the Polymorph. Varian just hit level 4. He went Twin Blades, but neither of those blades can help keep him alive here.
He will be remembered as the king that sacrificed himself for nothing as he gets killed in the top lane. But Shaymax responding with getting their own kill on the Zoo, who steps up a little bit too far, trying to get that root. Stitches now coming in, but they're going to get Zool and a front wall. They hook on Vala, but not able to punish with Raynor in another lane and Zool dead.
Yeah, shout out Caribou with the big whip into that tiny little sidewall on Zool, helping secure that kill. They're second of the game. They have a bit of an advantage now here inside the shrine as Zool just now respawning. There's a good hook on Johanna, but it's just Johanna. She'll be safe. Brightwing staying split for the moment, has that phase shift, and here she comes.
Yeah, I think the hook maybe a little early. Oh, big multi-shot coming through, as well as the Zarya damage. Everybody looking so low, and right now Vala winning this Pokemon, but Vala gets thrown into the back line. It could be in their favor, but Vala does not die. Zool can't finish off the kill, and in the meantime, 4 people get killed. Zool comes home to find out that everybody is dead.
Everybody is dead, and he can't turn those guys into skeletons. Mega kill for House of Shea. They're going to be able to get this shrine, no problem, but they also want this Bruiser camp. Look at this. Yeah,
hopefully it pushes onto the structures of Painfully Average. Otherwise, they are just denying themselves XP if it does get caught in the middle of the lane. However, this Punisher pushing in, they may decide to push this 5. They may realize they have the advantage in team fights.
Yeah, that Bruiser actually is going to get stuck there. Here's the fight at mid, though. Big spray from the sky from the Mortar Punisher. Not able to finish Stitches off yet. Here comes that Hyper Shift once again. Plenty of health now as there's a toss on Vala. She's able to vault away. She'll be okay.
Yep, and that explains the vault pick. You know, she gets thrown, she gets hooked. You know, if you've already used your vault offensively or in another sense, then, you know, it'll be back up a little bit sooner for just a little bit more survivability.
Yeah, and of course going multi-shot with the rest of the build going to help secure a kill there onto Garrosh, and the slows enough to provide another one onto Stitches. 9 kills. We're less than 5 minutes in here, Ghost.
Yeah, I think that Painfully Average, they need to adjust very quickly. They need to realize what their win condition is, and right now their win condition is picks. They have to focus on the Stitches Garrosh combo of moving somebody away from the rest of the team, isolating them with Zool, and killing them as quickly as possible with the Polymorph. I think that's their plan, but they can't do it in a team fight setting. They can't do it when the entire team is on the point and when Johanna and Zarya and Varian can just run at them. That has to happen away from the team fight.
Yeah, and I think level 10 is going to help if they go Gorge on Stitches. They can help isolate one of those targets. Here's going to be a fight, and this is pre-10. A risky fight for House of Shea. They're going to take it anyway. All 5 heroes are currently here from Painfully Average. There's the Hyper Shift going to keep Garrosh alive. From the top, here comes Varian. He might be able to clean it up now. Goes, look at those blades whacking away at the big boy Stitches. Yeah. They also find Raynor on the bottom side, so another double kill for House of Shea.
I really like the Wind Blades pick. You know, how do you kill Varian right now? You've got a Polymorph on him, but, you know, Raynor can sit there and hammer away at him, but other than that, oh, there's a Blessed Shield coming out. Garrosh in the wrong part of town. Lord Gold's going to go down. Like, Varian kind of just right-clicks somebody and they die. Like, what do you do?
This has been quite the showing so far. 12 kills, 6.5 minutes for House of Shea. They have their level 10s. Let's talk about them. Rain of Vengeance, Crystal Aegis. Of course, we already saw the Twin Blades from Varian. We got Graviton Surge and Blessed Shield, so nothing too far out of the ordinary. Maybe we were thinking Strafe was an option, but I like the lockdown potential they're going to secure in, and from the Vala with that Rain of Vengeance, definitely going to help a hero like Varian apply some more damage.
Yeah, if you go Strafe in a situation where you've got an Ariel, it's just to give the Ariel a lot of hope, and Vala is having no trouble getting that right now.
No trouble at all. They're going to try to get this top fort with another minion wave right behind, and Varian showing up. This is going to go down. Look at that full energy Zarya, too. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Long run now to the bottom, though, for this next shrine.
Yeah, Zarya did indeed go feel the heat, and that's going to be rough. Everybody in the face. And here comes a huge rotation. Raider trying to make a break for it. Stitches trying to peel. Will they be able to get out alive? Stitches gets slowed down. Everybody's trying to peel. Here comes a root from Zool. There's the Blessed Shield to keep everybody in place. Stitches goes down. The Graviton Surge to seal the deal. And Zool trying to stay alive by right-clicking. It's not going to work as two people go down. There's another pick. And House of Shea running away with this game.
It pains to watch some of these deaths come in. They're so desperately close in that spot to having their own heroics, where I think this game can start to turn around a little bit, at least here for Painfully Average. But a few more deaths there. It's going to cost them this shrine. 22 skeletal defenders already captured here by House of Shea. And this bottom lane, no wall, so fort likely going to be down, and this will be pushing on a keep.
Yeah, House of Shea realizing they don't need to do the objective quickly. They can back up, get someplace somewhere, set themselves up for another gank onto Zool. Zool doesn't check that bush, and down he goes.
Hyperion's there, just going to land that hook onto Zarya. Rain of Vengeance hits 3, though, in return from Vala, as now the Condemn from Johanna helping set up some of this damage. They still have Blessed Shield. They still have the Graviton. There's the Graviton hits, too. Blessed Shield doesn't need to be used yet. I'm expecting him to use it. Nothing.
Yeah, Shaymix taking a lot of damage, but Varian still unstoppable, or as my friend Masterfish put it, Shaymix, their god, able to get away.
What's your favorite piece inside a Chex Mix?
Boy.
I'll let you think about it as this fight goes on.
I actually think my least favorite is the Chex piece itself.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go pretzel,
boy.
but
oh boy,
John Cena
that's 4.
Zool tries to get a lot of damage in, but it's not gonna have much of an effect. He backs off. That Punisher's gonna take that away. That's 4 people, and this game is looking really rough for Painfully Average. They're probably gonna lose the keep here with the Vala, with the Zarya, with the Field of Heat.
Well, we have a few right now, Heroes of the Storm. Vala currently 20 kills on this life. Ariel and Zarya, all with 20 kills, no deaths here. That's about as good as it gets here in NGS.
Yep. I will say the little piece of Melba toast you get, it's a nice little surprise.
I'm a fan of the pumpernickel chips. They're my favorite.
Oh, is that? See, that's the kind of I'm on the same wavelength. I think we're talking about the same piece.
Okay, yeah. The dark, like pumpernickel piece. Yeah, that's the best one. And this might be it. If Garrosh falls here, Stitches getting slowed, stunned, killed. Vala doesn't even worry too much about Stitches. They're just trying to get on this core. 10 minutes in, there's another hook just hitting Johanna.
Yeah, Zarya, Varian, and Vala hit right-click the core and then let go of their keyboards and mice. And the game is over. The first game, game 1, going over to House of Shea.
Well, it was an exciting game, Ghost. Definitely a lot of kills, a lot of blood, a lot of action, but kind of one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, that's all draft. Like, there's nothing to say there. Painfully Average did the best that they could with the situation they were given. I mean, it's really hard. Like, I didn't even point out before the game started that how rough the draft was. Because it wasn't apparent to me until the game started, so it's not easy to figure these things out. Heroes of the Storm is a tough game, and part of it is won in draft, and here you see exactly why. I don't think there's any way, unless Painfully Average is Cloud9, they don't win that game.
Well, I can assure you, Cloud9 not playing here in NGS. Chat, thanks for tuning in there for game number 1. Of course, we have game number 2 up next. We're going to take a short break, set a few things up, including our lobby. Hope to see you back here in just a moment. Here's a word from our sponsors. If I can find it. Here it is. And welcome back to the Thursday Night Showdown. I'm Murda, joined by the ghost of Ghost Dunk. No video today.
Yes,
That face.
no video. You're going to have to just sort of imagine the theater of the mind as I bring you into my soundscape. So imagine me slowly rising up.
Oh my god. Was that made with like your mouth or like a whistle?
into the cast. Oh no, it's just the sound of me rising up. It's the theater of the mind. And imagine me and my friend Weenus is here with me in the internet. And oh look, it's a traveling band. Oh, he's never.
I think they're trying to start our match, but didn't do the right draft type.
Just pick whatever.
Yeah, just whatever. You want to do Zarya again? Okay.
We'll go all pick this time.
Well, we can at least tell you guys watching from home where we're headed to. It's going to be Sky Temple for game number 2. Who picked this? I don't even know. Painfully Average picked it.
I was going to say, like, I would be able to tell if I could see who is the first and last pick, but a picture of a weird jackal popped up, and I wasn't able to see.
What noise is a jackal making? That was my jackal noise. I'm sorry. I'm not going to skip talking about the draft this time. We do have an Arthas band. Same one we saw in the first half from House of Shea in game 1. Okay,
that means the Arthas band, I actually didn't look at the bands last time. They're, maybe going for the same kind of draft. Arthas can wreck your day if your whole team is melee and, auto attack based. So that makes sense. They may be going for the exact same thing.
I do regret not telling you guys what the map bans were at the start of tonight's cast. That's on me. Big apologies from Murda. Painfully Average banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Towers of Doom. House of Shea banned out Volskaya Foundry and Dragon Shires.
Diva has got to be a target ban.
Yeah, this must be. Arthas as well. We don't see too much Arthas these days. I guess he pops up every here and then, especially target bans. That makes sense.
Yep.
Varian. Those are 2 target bans, Johanna and Varian.
Yeah. That makes sense as well. And the Johanna pick actually makes sense for them because they didn't want the counter pick because Johanna has blinds, and blinds will stop your damage if your team is all auto attack based. Someone asking, setting soundboard LO? No, sir. This is a real slide whistle, my friends.
Wow. That is quite the whistle.
We have ETC being picked up. Solid tank, very typical right now. Probably at the top of the meta for a lot of teams if it's not a Nubarak.
Yeah, and one of the hairiest heroes in the game. On the other side, we see another really hairy hero picked up. It's Murd, and gosh, that beard is enormous.
It is enormous. This time it's metal, but they pick up the Butcher, and despite not having a Johanna, they go for the ETC. They're doing the same thing, saying, "Hey, Painfully Average, try and stop us now."
Well, I can't type and let them know the banned skin on Meriden, so
yeah,
I guess we're gonna play with it. I'm fine with it as long as the other captains are fine with it. Vala Ariel again, though. It worked. Why change it?
Yeah, true. They ban out the Artanis, which is weird. You'd expect to want to pick it. If you have a hypercarry Vala, you take the Artanis, you do the blind.
The big blind at 10?
Yeah, and Vala can't do anything for like 6 seconds.
Huh. Well, no Artanis, and now we see our final ban will be Uther.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just an Uther.
I read on the internet, I just Googled it, I think jackals, they say Yif. I think that's what they say.
Yif. Huh.
Yif.
Okay. It's like Yeet, but it's Yif.
Yeah, exactly. It's
okay.
Yif. In fact you should say that word a lot.
Oh, I should. Double support Ghost. Here we go.
I like it. I like it a lot. You may now see them flex, and they may still take the Zarya, which I like. If they're on Sky Temple, you can just avoid all team fights and macro around the enemy. But they may decide to change things up, go for a more burst composition. Trouble for Painfully Average is that double support is rough on Sky Temple. Exactly because you don't have to fight. You can just simply go around the map. And they pick Thrall Phoenix, a very damage-oriented composition. They're going to need something to help that Butcher out because he's really the only thing killing things at the moment.
I like Phoenix. He's able to get away from those ruthless onslaughts from Butcher. He can just warp out. It is a bit interesting, though, because they're going another auto attack-based hero up against the blinds from Lily. So I'm expecting more of a Plasma Cutter build from Phoenix. Final pick is a Ragnaros. I like it. I like it a lot, Ghost.
Yeah, I like it because of the macro control. Even if they start pushing and moving around the map with Lava Wave, Ragnaros is going to be able to control a lot of the map. I hope he goes Lava Wave. He could go Smash here, but I would definitely prefer the Lava Wave from him.
Hashtag PA or hashtag HOC for the second time. I'm going to ask you guys who you're here rooting for, who you're voting for. Game 1, it was House of Shea, I believe, getting 2 votes. They were our winner as well over on Infernal Shrines. Here's Sky Temple, maybe a different map, different strategies. Do you think it's going to change anything here, Ghost?
We're going to have to see how these teams play. There's a lot of options available to them. The question is, can Butcher get stacked and how soon? But shout out to the Golden Chicken sports energy on the side of House of Shea.
Well, let's load on in to game number 2. It's Sky Temple, and here on the left-hand side, once again, playing the Brightwing is Desmerd. We see Osiris switching over to the Butcher a lot on their shoulders here in game 2. Hufflepuffin on the Lily, still in base. No hands on the keyboard or mouse yet. It's Gingermancer on Ragnaros and Lord Gold on the Muradin. Ladies and gentlemen, they are painfully average.
Yeah, make sure you ping those guys in base a lot, because that'll get them to move. Anyways, on the red side, we've got House of Shea. Mariners 05 on the Phoenix, 005 on the Phoenix, Flash on the Vala, Caribou on the Ariel, Shaymix on the Thrall, and finally Death O Icarus on the ETC. And teams wondering if they care about the band skin, and neither team does.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. It's good sportsmanship. It's just having fun. You know, they're here to play matches. They're not here to complain about skins. I love to see that out of House of Shea being cool with the skin here. And, you know, following protocol as well. Got to give credit to Painfully Average for saying, hey, we messed up.
Yeah.
You guys want to restart? And
yeah,
we're going to get to see a game anyway. I like it.
Yeah. And you'll do that if you know the reason behind the why Muradin skin is banned. It's banned because his animation for his stun comes out a little bit differently and in a different place. There's a rotation up. Muradin is not in trouble at all. They're not going to get anything out of this specific rotation except pushing Muradin back a little bit, but he can freeze that lane no problem. Nothing really happening here. Trying to avoid giving Butcher stacks by not getting too near him. Phoenix is playing very safe in the middle lane, but in a LAN setting with top competitors, changing the animation will absolutely change how you play and whether you can dodge those storm bolts in like a tournament setting. So that's why that skin is banned, and in NGS, who cares?
Well, we see 2 camps taken on opposite corners of the map. It's a Siege camp for Painfully Average. It's a Bruiser camp for House of Shea, as they're going to rotate a couple heroes over to this Muradin. He's completely safe with that Dwarf Toss, so he's just going to actually walk it on back behind the wall.
Ooh, Butcher being very brave, stepping up and taking that camp. Going to go in on the Phoenix. Will he get the Brightwing teleports in to try and change the odds? Thrall in trouble. Going to give Butcher some fresh meat.
Bitcher!
Well,
He called him Bitcher.
did I really? That's great.
Muradin in trouble up top,
sounds like the
though.
people in my QMs.
This is a real... Oh, wow, and they even get that kill on Muradin. This is just a really great spot for Avala to be sieging away. She's full hatred. Bruiser camp here. Double minion wave. Definitely going to be a fort in the top lane. And that top temple now, if they can control that as well, is going to shoot at mid. Huge win here for House of Shea.
Yeah, and there's no reason for them to stop if nobody comes to help. I mean, they're going to have 2 camps now. Muradin stepping up.
They know where their enemies are. They're showing bot lane strong with 3 heroes pushing on that fort. This play here by House of Shea, this is a game-winning play.
Yeah, you see this a lot on Sky Temple. You push at this Bruiser camp. It's a lot stronger than anything in the bottom lane. If your opponent doesn't respond to it, you just keep going. Muradin using all of his health. Interrupt.
Oh, no.
What a play from Death O Icarus using the ETC face melt to interrupt the Murden jump. He doesn't get anywhere. He goes down. Ragnaros may have to use Molten Core here.
Oh, he might. A little bit of action going on the temples. Want to note that currently it's Butcher up against Phoenix over there, but this push in this top lane and maybe a kill here onto Ragnaros, oh, he's got to get away. This is just a huge, insane value play by House of Shea, who can still rotate back and still get a temple. Look at this. They're winning the other one, too. This is huge.
Yeah. I mean, even if House of Shea loses both of those things, House of Shea comes out, I would dare say ahead.
Oh,
Phoenix
Butcher.
trying to get Butcher. No.
Oh, so
Can't switch to the pulse. I can't forget what his AoE auto attack is called. I think it's pulse.
Big shot, little shot. Gotcha.
Big shot. Imagine like I'm Diva.
Yeah, oh, that big shot. I forgot about her. Hey, I'm excited. The new Diva rework coming in the next major rework patch. That's going to be so much fun. At least rumored, right?
Yeah, it's rumored. I like it a lot. And, you know, we all wondered when Diva got rockets in Overwatch, was the same thing going to happen in Heroes of the Storm? And it might. And now it looks like Painfully Average trying to get some pound of flesh here. Going in on the Vala. Butcher has to back up immediately. The face melt keeps him there. The Brightwing teleport in time.
Wow. No hyper shift here, though. Has the bribe as Desmerd, so not quite as much healing going through on the Butcher, but it's just enough to keep him alive and allow them to steal those bonus shots on the Temple, which ultimately it's going to help them out because bottom, the only fort still standing here for Painfully Average, and that'll be the target of everything, including a potential boss in the bottom lane.
I mean, I don't know that House of Shade need to mess with the boss at all.
I don't think they do.
It might just be a throw for them with the Ragnaros. I think the boss control is actually on the side of Painfully Average.
A couple kills, maybe even just having the heroic talent lead might be enough to give them reason to want to make the play.
Mm-hmm.
They're all splitting out all the way to the top lane, trying to get them that level 10 mark. As the siege camp was secured in the bottom lane, going up against the siege camp from Painfully Average here.
Yeah, I think Ragnaros rotating. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think they're doing the right thing. They're playing it a bit slower, at least trying to, waiting for the level 10s. Definitely the play I like to see out of them.
Yeah, and Painfully Average doing the opposite, trying to play fast, trying to get a kill for Butcher. Right now, the problem with the double support without Ragnaros there and Ragnaros offlaning is they don't have the wave clear to deal with them.
Look at that. Look at that. Brightwing bribing away the Bruiser camp with 4 stacks of it.
Yeah.
Huge value there. That's going to help them keep that top keep alive.
Yeah, it takes away the camp. It doesn't, it mostly takes the camp away from House of Shea instead of really getting a structure value, but it also does force Thaw to go deal with it. Ragnaros pushing up, maybe threatening Thaw. Murden taking most of the damage there. Here comes a rotation from Butcher. Butcher not able to find any kills, but he is going to set up, get in striking position. Thrall first to rotate. Ragnaros is going to be a little bit behind Murden, getting a lot of damage, but jumps out, and he will heal all of that back up.
Yeah, here comes House of Shea. Temple activated just now as both teams are even on these talent tiers. Finally, level 10 reached here for Painfully Average. Blink heal, that's Furnace Blast, and the big dragon from Lily. Can that come out? I don't know if they're going to have time because that Purification Salvo hits everyone from Painfully Average. Murden Dwarf tossing out as the other 2 heroes, they're back. Here's a lava wave from Ragnaros, also hopping in that Molten Core. Ginger
I don't know the
Molten
Core. I think Molten Core is kind of a waste here. Nothing's going to happen. If you wanted to start a fight, probably should have happened before the fight started. Painfully Average, though, just get caught in a choke. They try to go in. Butcher goes far forward. No one can get to the enemy team, and that gives House of Shea just free reign to wail on everybody. Phoenix gets a free Purification Salvo off, and they own the Temple. That fort's going to go down. Ariel tanking the fort shots ahead of ETC. Caribou showing the tank how it's done, and now the rotation begins. Still only 11 to 12, but structure advantage in favor of House of Shea.
I see chat talking about Butcher. 31 stacks of meat currently for Osiris. I believe just the 1 death. Yeah, 1 death. This is minus 25, right? So
I think it's actually only minus 15.
okay.
But you want Butcher, if you have a Butcher early game and you don't think you can get kills, what you need, poor Ragnaros, he doesn't have the speed. Brightwing coming in to save the day, and they give up on the Ragnaros pick. Butcher getting the camp, but I think early game with Butcher, you want to stack up his meat in a map like Sky Temple. Oh, excuse me. You can rotate mid and bot and get double minion soak that way and get your meat through minions instead of through heroes.
We're going to have something happen on this camp. Level 13 just picked up for House of Shea. They're rotating down quickly on this camp currently as Ragnaros and Gingermans are packing out because I think sensing this big rotation coming. ETC with the mosh pit onto Brightwing and Muradin. Brightwing's going to fall. Muradin should have a dwarf toss here. It gets interrupted though. Double kill for House of Shea. And look where they are. Goes right on top of this boss. Perfectly timed up here for him.
Yeah, starting the boss right away. I don't think there's much that they can do, the boss. You know, they're checking it out to see if anybody's low, think they can pick anybody off. But that's probably a guy, but Butcher goes in anyway, trying to get a kill onto the Thrall. Gets the Furnace out, but he's going to get killed by the boss stun. And at least on my screen, the Ragdoll is hilariously in the tornado.
It's still flying around the tornado for me, too. That was great. Okay, so it is going to be a boss, and it's awarded to House of Shea, who have themselves currently a 2-level lead. About to be a level and a half, 13 almost here, and that next talent for Painfully Average. Double temples spawning in 30... Oh, wait. No, now. Not 30 seconds.
I mean, you know, it could be 30 seconds if we can convince the team not to use them. We'll type at them. But no, double temples are going to get a lot of value. This boss killed before it even reaches the keep, but it does force the entire team to go deal with it. You got Thrall up top. You've got 5v4 without 16.
This is their fight.
And engage here, yeah.
I mean, if they're looking for a fight, they can see there's 2 red temples right now. They are split.
Yeah, go kill whoever's at the temple.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen them just charge in as 5 and take that desperation play, but on a map like Sky Temple, now they've all but conceded, I feel.
Okay, they're doing it now. And actually, House of Shea maybe playing into it. Can they get out? Muradin trying to get in there, but Face Melt pushes him away before he can get the stun, and House of Shea get out scot-free. The 5-man, it will be able to take down this fort, which is a smart play coming out from Painfully Average, but the rotation is going to be coming soon from House of Shea once they hit 16, and at that point, Painfully Average will be in trouble.
They got to stay here. Like, as much as you hear, don't go over this bridge, I mean, how many options do they have left at this point? They need to find themselves a keep. They need to play desperate, and they're going for it here. Here comes that Furnace Blast. That was a little early from Butcher. I don't know if it was a misclick, and the big turnaround counter engage from House of Shea. Lily's going to escape with 200 health, but Butcher's down yet again. Also, Muradin falling. Ragnaros and Lily trying to get out, but look at this Plasma Cutter. Gingermancer can't get out of the grass. Multi-shot securing the kill for Vala. Quad kill. House of Shea now 11 here in game number 2.
Yeah, you asked why people don't go over that bridge, and right there is the answer. If you've basically fall the same fate as the dwarves who lived in the mines of Moria, you cannot get out. You cannot get out.
Looking for the trifecta of keeps before ending this game. Here's House of Shea at mid. Decent minion wave. They do have a catapult as well, and this Valo who's just been shredding through everything. Targeting this keep right now. Lily as well. Look at her getting so low. There's the phase shift from Brightwing going to keep her alive. But so much pressure, Ghost, and not really much in response throughout this one.
Yeah, not a whole lot House of Shea can do. They're behind 16 there. It looks like they're trying to engage. Furnace Blast is out. It doesn't hit anybody. Butcher trying to leave an excellent slide from ETC. Will keep Butcher in a place. Muradin goes down. Butcher goes down. And I think this game's just about over.
Yeah, see if they want to stay here and finish his keep. Looks like the answer to that is yes. 30 seconds till Muradin and Butcher are back on the map. Here's Rag hopping in that Molten Core. Is going to land the stun. Crystal Aegis actually going to protect Ariel. Caribou leading the caravan back on out of there.
Yeah, and, you know, don't get me wrong. I love a good YOLO, and I appreciate that Painfully Average are just like, hey, you know, it doesn't matter that we're down 16. YOLO. We got Butcher. We've got Dragon. Let's go out. Let's go all in. I like it. Didn't work out, but you know what? They're brave.
Very brave, and we'll have to use all that bravery to fight up against 5 structures after they're going to have 0 still standing after this temple's done with the mid keep. It's sitting on about, we'll call it 300 HP, and now 0. All 3 keeps destroyed by House of Shea.
All right, this is the fight for Painfully Average. If they want to be able to make something happen in this game, they need to fight as 5. They need to win. And now House of Shea pushing up onto Painfully Average. Brightwing in trouble, but now Butcher going in on the Ario. Furnace Blast lands onto 2. The Purification Salvo goes out with the EQ. Everybody is looking very low. Lily is the first to fall. Butcher just barely staying alive, but it's not going to be enough. Thrall takes him down, and Brightwing teleports away to safety, but not before Murden goes down, and they're going to just casually walk back and take the temple.
Oh my gosh, Caribou saving the day. That was a 4-man mosh pit in there from Deatho Icarus as well. 78% core shielding is down. Still 15 seconds till Butcher's back on the map. Looks like House of Shea going to try to end it here.
Yeah, it just a few hits on this core, and it's going to tip over. House of Shea walks it down. They do get a kill on Vala. Excellently done, but this core is dead. House of Shea walk away with the 2-0.
Big 2-0, and Ghost, I said it at the top of the hour. If they were able to secure those 3 points, by my quick math, they've just secured themselves a position in the Division D East playoffs.
All right.
So let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Ghost, who's your MVP here tonight?
Boy, MVP for me is going to be whoever drafts for House of Shea. But in terms of game, I'm going to give it to the Ariel. Playing Ariel is not always easy now that she had been buffed since her glory days, but once you have a hyper carry like Ariel, you have to trust her to use that hyper carry to heal everybody on the team, and I think she did a great job.
Ghost, let's head on over to a lobby, try to get an interview set up here.
All right.
All right, looks like we do have someone. We have Flash joining us from House of Shea. How you feeling tonight? You played that Vala tonight, and it was also spicy.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
Just like I like my wings, spicy. those are 2 good ones.
Well, old school NGS fans know I love my spicy wings as well. Flash, what a win. It's a domination over, a team that's been struggling throughout the season. Painfully Average come into tonight's matchup with that 10th place spot, but you guys at number 2 are looking to make a move at the top, and after the win tonight, not only did you move ahead of 2 Calculated to Throw in the points, you're 1 point ahead of them now, but you've also secured yourself a spot in the Division D East playoffs. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty damn good.
Nice.
Sorry, that's it. That's all I got. That's pretty damn good.
Nice.
Okay. Nice and short and sweet.
I do want to ask about the compositions. I mean, you're obviously the Vala player. You guys went for the Vala Ariel again, daring them to deal with it. In the second game, is that your guys' signature, or is it just something you like to do?
That was just sort of a let's do it the first game. Like we run it every once in a while. Let's do it in the first game just to kind of feel out their team. And they picked Butcher early in the second game, so I was like, okay, they can't do anything against Ariel Vala if they're picking Butcher that early, unless they come out with something wacky that doesn't synergize with Butcher at all. So we picked it again. We're like, okay, if we can do it once, we can do it again.
Are you the main drafter for the team, or is it more of a group effort?
I would say mostly me with others chiming in, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, everybody's got to have a captain that's like that, that's making the final decisions. I will say, you guys, I think you guys, a lot of your success in these 2 games is based off a draft.
Especially game 1. I talked in draft at the end how important that Zarya pick was.
We were talking about that at the end of that game too, because that was actually a last minute call. Because I usually get tunnel vision with my team in the sense that like I only remember like the 3 main characters they play, and I forget that they have like dozens of other characters that they play. And so I just thought, I'm like, okay, if Garrosh flips us and then we get hooked or something like that, we need a something. And then literally it was at the last second we switched to Zarya, and that worked out great.
Yeah, it was a smart pickup against all that melee. If you're watching at home and you see all that melee on the other side, don't forget Zarya exists. That Field of Heat definitely worked, and huge value on Infernal Shrines.
Totally.
But similar value you got out of the Phoenix in game number 2. Let's talk about that last pick.
That was we had the shell of ETC Oriel Vala, and it was just we needed a pair of something that synergizes. So we were just thinking, okay, well, going down the list, like what combos do we have? And we're like, okay, well, why don't we just run the classic, which is Earthquake Salvo, just something to give us a little more engaged and a little more team fight potential when they come in on us. So, and as you can see, it worked out well.
Yeah, a couple dance parties from ETC as well. Great work tonight from Deatho Icarus.
Huge shout out to Death of Icarus, who is always scared to pick Mosh Pit because she's afraid she's never going to land him, and she landed 3 Schlabbernoggers, as I like to call them.
Yeah, that last one, 4-man Mosh in game 2, was that was game winning. You get those kills there, it helps secure some
we had to
keeps.
force her to pick Mosh, and she did, and came through.
Well, congrats. I'll give a golf clap on stream for her.
Thank you. And a real quick shout out to the rest of my team. Caribou for sure, who was on the clutch Ariel. Mariners, who was playing Murky, or sorry, he's not Murky. He's highlighted Murky on my game right now. Phoenix and Zarya and Chesmix, who was the killer variant and the Thrall.
Well, it sounds like you're already getting to work on shoutouts. I wasn't going to kick you out of here quite yet.
Oh,
but,
sorry, my fault.
I mean, hey, if you got any more shoutouts, the floor's yours, man.
Thank you, and a shout out to Death 1300s, who actually had to sit out last minute because he wasn't feeling good. And also shout out to No Dice, who has a raid tonight and didn't want to play with us.
Hey, WoW's got some big news coming, right? They got that classic.
Dude, WoW is
soon,
classic WoW in a week, man, and I'm
just
school
a
teacher,
week.
and I
Wow.
start school in a week, and it's the worst news I've ever heard. I was like,
no.
I've had the whole summer off to play WoW.
You hate to see it. Well, hey, at least you got the win tonight. You can head into the new school year knowing you're heading to the playoffs as well, so hopefully that feels good for you. Gotta say, Flash, congrats and best of luck moving forward.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for casting.
Pleasure.
You got it.
All right, go. So, end of the road here. Another Thursday in the books. We had a quick one here tonight, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, draft matters, and here's the storm. And if that happens, the game's going to be quick. So, if you're on Banefully Average, just say, hey, it was draft. Don't worry about, don't take it personal,
No, nothing personal. And I got to say, fantastic sports tonight, both sides. We had that skin issue in game number 2, and the way that both these captains were able to navigate through it and, deal with it, no problems. Wonderful to chat with during the coin toss as well. So huge accolades for both these teams. And, even if they don't make the playoffs, Painfully Average, I hope they come back next season and, take some of the lessons that they were able to learn here in Season 7 and apply them to the future.
Yeah, my advice for any team that might be struggling in draft would be to, play in Unranked, play in Storm League, and just try some synergies out, and see if they work, and just practice that one synergy, so you'll always have that in your back pocket at least, because the last thing you want to do in a draft is be like, what do we want to do? I have no idea. So that's my friendly NGS device for everybody in NGS.
Well, speaking of NGS, I did throw up in our chat during our first break. There's a lot of stuff going on here on twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. I'm going to quickly recap some of it for you. Tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern, it's the episode 5 of the Late Night Face Check coming out with Valkymer. I believe he interviews Cactus Ham. So make sure you tune in and check that one out. Tomorrow night, 11 p.m., right back here on Twitch. And then Saturday, we have the Ladies of the Nexus coming once again. That starts at 10 p.m. Eastern. Tune in, hang out with the ladies, tell them heroes to pick, have some fun with them, and hopefully enjoy that. Sunday night, it's the Mead Hall, the NGS August Mead Hall. Starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. Same spot as always, right here on Twitch. We're going to give you all the latest and greatest news, so make sure you tune on in, and I hope to see you there, because I'm probably going to be the one having to talk the most, me and Aura. And it's always nice when you guys are communicating back with us. So that's all the news. Ghost, any news for you?
For me, you can check me out at twitch.tv/ghostdunk. Doing some speed running as of late, but I'm going to try to get to some casts at some point. You can check me out at twitter.com/illuminatedwax. And if you're a podcast fan, there's a podcast called Hello from the Magic Tavern. I don't know if anybody out there listens to it, but I've joined the editing team for it, and my first episode for it got released on Stitcher Premium, so you can check it out at I think Stitcher.com. I forget. But like if you go to Stitcher Premium, and it's a bonus content for the show called Earth Games. Hello from the Magic Tavern. If you've never heard of it, it's basically about a guy named Arnie who falls into a dimensional portal behind a Burger King drive-thru and ends up in the fantastical magical land of Foon, which is basically like every fantasy trope ever. So like there's his friend is Ysor the Wizard. There's a talking shapeshifter
who's a dragon,
a badger. They've got dragons sometimes. It's basically like a chat show, but in like fantasy world.
Oh, okay, nice. And the story just evolves each episode.
It's all improvised. So every episode is improvised. They bring some ideas in every time, but it's all made up on the spot, and all the people on the show are trained improvisers. Episode 3 of the third season is a great place to get started, and they had Justin McElroy on. So if you're a podcast fan, you know who he is.
Well, why don't you go ahead and throw a link in our chat for us right now if you can find it, and maybe some of you guys watching are interested. Check it out. Support Ghost and what he's doing. I want to check it out. There it is. Hello from themagictavern.com. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Not the only podcast you're on, or helping out with at least.
that is true. We should be recording the next pod whenever we can all get free at the same time.
Yeah, we tried to land it this weekend. It didn't quite sync up. We were close. We're going to try again maybe this weekend. We have a very special guest. There's not too many of you watching right now, but I'll give you the sneak peek since you tuned in to the Thursday Night Showdown. We're trying to get Not Paradox on the show. Just trying to get our calendars all aligned, but it's going to happen. We're going to talk about Kira. We're going to talk about maybe some Season 7 playoff scenarios. And I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Should be good.
If you want to follow me, twitch.tv/MurdaRG. I'm also on Twitter @MurdaRG. Please say hi. Stop in, say hello on Discord. Of course, you can find me on the NGS Discord. I'm one of the board members. So come say hi. Let's chat. Let's be friends, and hopefully you come back for more Thursday Night Showdown action next week. And it's gonna be season 7, week 7 next week.
All right, now I must return to my home beneath the Earth's surface.
All right, guys, we'll see you guys next week. Love your faces, and have a very safe weekend. Celebrate my birthday on Monday. Kira will be available next week as well. See ya.
Happy birthday.
Oh, baby.